Rowan! Merrow, get to him whilst I finish this beast. Darkness takes you. Good work, dear one. He's alive but badly wounded. We need to get out of here before the Drake's mate catches the scent of battle. Up you come, old friend. I'm not sure where we're going, but it needs to be downwind and away from here. Can you cover us? Thank you. Time's up. We need to leave now. Just hold on, Rowan. Merrow. Merrow, you're in your head. Thinking about it doesn't change anything. It takes no great spell to see the look on your face, and I very much doubt that you're frowning at the trees, unless they have somehow offered insult upon a treasured friend's name. Good. I hate it when trees do that. Aha! Is that a smile I hear? Well, well. It seems we have signs of life at last. How can I carry him so easily? Simply put, he's not as heavy as he looks, and I am far, far from a milk-drinking youngling.
Why is the ground moving? Hang on. I know that ass. Wendy.
You spend that much time following me everywhere, or are you admitting, through your concussion, to staring at it all day?
Both?
Night-night, Rowan.
What?
What do you mean that wasn't very nice? It was the kindest thing I could have done. He's been knocked hard enough to groggily admit to staring at his commanding officer's rear end. What else would he admit to, I wonder? There are embarrassing stories, Merrow, and then there are the stories you would rather keep locked in a deep, dark pit, where no one will even hear a whisper upon the wind of such events. Exactly. Not every story warrants hearing, and Rowan has enough dirty secrets to make even an assassin shy away. I suppose we should subject him to a sufficient amount of teasing once he awakens. Again. Speaking of, let's find a nice spot to set up camp, and I can get to work on healing the poor captain's head. Hello. He is doing well. He's always responded well to magical healing. An advantage to our species' close connection to magic, I suppose. And it should only require a few more passes. He's managed to crack a rib. Do I get tired? If you mean in general, then yes. And if you mean with the use of magic, also yes. I've just been at it long enough to know how do I put it? Control the output. Not every spell requires a grand amount of energy, and when it comes to healing, it's best not to rush, and let your magical output stay at a continuous and even level. If you heal too fast, it can cause your patient to go into shock. That should do it. It's best to let him rest now. And you should know, when he wakes, he'll want to talk to you. You saved his life. He won't allow such a debt to go unpaid. This book? It's a ledger I found at the camp. It contains a stamp that I recognize but couldn't get enough time to scrutinize. I'm sure I can recall its owner and maybe see who is, rather pointlessly, working for or even leading this operation. Yes, pointless. An archmage can easily benefit from the legal aspects of Drake's flame trade. They need only get their hands on a permit to produce one of the 3 components, or partner up in the final production phase, and that is what has me confused. Why bother with the shady stuff when you can be just as shady without the criminal aspect? Unless, of course, you're one of those mad idiots with an inexplicable desire to sow chaos. Politics.
Maybe I'll have the mead.
Mary? Miriam, perhaps? I think she's an old friend of his. We might have met at some point. I believe she runs a tavern in his more favored port. No, I don't know all his friends, but we have known each other long enough to have a rather large mutual circle. How long have we known each other? Hold on, let me think. Somewhere around 1,200 years. What's that look for? Oh, you didn't know we're a long-lived breed. I see. My age is irrelevant, ultimately. But I have been around long enough to witness villages become towns, towns become cities, cities grow to become great metropolises, and in some cases, witness them fall. Yes, the loss of shorter-lived companions is familiar to me. I never stopped feeling it, but I have learned to treasure the time I have with them. I am long-lived, but not immortal. Just like everything else, myself, Rowan, and our kind will not be around forever either. Best to do what we can with the time we have. A life of no regrets is not one I can picture so easily. I have many, but instead of wallowing in what I cannot change, I try to learn and improve upon myself where I can. It takes practice, and an understanding that failure is simply another opportunity to try.
More pie.
Where do I come from? Well, I don't actually know. My early childhood was spent raising myself in the slums of the southern city. Of course, there were those that I considered family. Bonds formed with other urchins over the need to survive, and a small group of us would pool what coin we could from odd jobs to afford a roof and food. Luckier than most. The military? That was an unexpected turn in my life. I was originally an apothecary's assistant. It was steady work, and I managed to save up enough coin to invest in an education. Later going to the university. Then came a war. With war came the need for magi. I was accompanying a patrol when, after some time, the commanding officer suggested I might be well suited to military life. And it sort of went from there. Decades became centuries, and progressing through the ranks became a source of pride. Am I rambling? That's why I admire you so. No need to pretend. A world still full of color and wonder. You've grown. From the scared villager in my office to the capable adventurer that sits before me now. And that is admirable, beyond any measure. I have a curiosity about you too. Several, in fact. Well, if you don't mind my asking, I'd love to ask. Fantastic. What made you decide to leave the village? It couldn't possibly have been our conversation back then. I see. You realized your courage. That's good to hear. What about the vials? What made you decide to buy them? Yes, I suppose I cannot deny that Lionel is indeed good at selling his wares. I think it's called the Gift of the Gab, or something along those lines. I suppose my final curiosity is difficult to settle. Your involvement in all this. You were attacked, yes. But whilst you and Rowan were indulging in the tankards back at the port, I asked around a few of my contacts. There's been a few reports filtering through of adventurers, travelers, and merchants alike being found charred, with remnants of vials being found close by. But never has there been an indication of bandits, like the ones that attacked you, being anywhere near the sites. Which leads me to wondering why you were attacked by them and not the others. The bandits were clearly working for the supplier. Would it perhaps have been impatience? How long did you have the vial before using it? I see. You were saving it for a tough fight. Quite smart. I wonder if they were concerned about you being a potential informant. Maybe they thought you had taken the vial as a sample to either the authorities or maybe even some perceived competition. It would make sense to push you to use it then, but... No, it's fine. I suppose I long since stopped believing in coincidences, and now it appears I must start believing in them again. I have enjoyed your company on this journey so far, but I wonder what must happen next. The camp only had glandular fluid. No signs of the catalyst or equipment to make the specialized vials. Only this damned ledger and stamp. Of course you can look. It's no secret. What? A crack? The stamp could have been repaired. Oh, Merrow, you are a genius, of course. Among the Archmagi, if they are ever found guilty of a crime or using banned magics, their stamps are broken as a way of exiling them. No stamp, no official powers recognized in any major cities. But if they are exonerated of that crime, the stamp is not repaired. It's reforged. This must be a repaired stamp. No, the implications are horrific, but it's a step we can take. The university, the main seat of the Archmagi, and where all mages go to complete their studies for official certification. Maybe I can ask around. The archives hold a copy of each stamp design and whom they were awarded to. One of the archivists there is an old friend. We studied together. Maybe I can pull a favor from them and get a look at the records. Yes, it will probably take some Convincing, but I can likely manage. Rowan isn't the only haggler around here, though he is admittedly more at ease with it. Speaking of, he'll likely need a draft for the pain when he wakes. I should have a few herbs left. Aha! Yes, they should be just enough. We'll need to stock up our supplies at the next stop, and you should probably consider some new equipment. I'm not sure whether the damage to your armor can be repaired after such a fight.
May as well just replace the lot.
Welcome back.
Thanks. My point remains, however. It's best to just replace your equipment, Merrow. I respect that it's your stuff, but it's tattered. And look, your chest piece is near shredded. Don't worry about the cost. I'll cover it. Consider it paying you back for helping me out back there. And for, I assume, helping cover our escape.
Were you awake?
If by awake you mean hearing everyone through a thick fog of moon mother sparkling tits everything hurts and please for the love of my sanity make it stop, then yes.
Oh, casual blasphemy. He's fine.
I'm fine enough, but definitely wanting to take the edge off at this point. Got anything for that?
Freshly brewed.
Bottoms up. Cheers. Well, that was, flavor.
Oh, sod off. I don't have any fresh herbs or sugar. Be thankful I even made it.
Happy to see you stopped sulking.
I wasn't sulking.
Taste aside, it's doing wonders. Feels like I should be right as rain come the morning.
I'm happy to hear it.
I think you should get some sleep. All that magic today, it must have had some effect.
If
the next word out of your mouth is fine, it'll be my turn to knock you out. But I won't use a tree to do it. I am a gent after all.
Fair enough. We'll need to make a move come sunrise. So an early night it shall be, and I'll be needing all my wit to deal with the Order of Archmagi. Good night, Rowan.
Aye, good night. You too, Merrow. Tomorrow you and I are headed to the upper market. I know a good merchant for the type of equipment you'll need. She's a haggler though, so be ready to take notes. Oh, no need to worry about me anymore. When these drafts are expertly made, and I've had enough sleep for now. The first watch is mine.